The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Division. That's not what we do. We unify on the channel, but it's just a good
Right.
discussion to me for educational purposes. Why is
Right.
the divorce rate so high from women than men, like the 75-25 or the 85-15%
Right.
thing? Why do you think that exists like that the woman is divorcing the man at a higher rate than men are divorcing women?
Because most of the women believe that delusion. They, especially single women, they talk to married women, and I believe a lot of them are jealous of married women. They try to tell them that the grass is greener on the other side, and it's not. Does that make any sense? They believe in a delusion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that got in between my marriage was the outside influences from other people, and especially the other women that were jealous. I told her, I said, baby, I don't want you having no single friends, cut down on them. Because I could see the jealousy. We would do, man, I had my own TV show. We were married, man. I was doing real good. I was flying high on the hog. And I told her, and one of her friends used to tell her, every time I turn on the TV, I see your husband. You know what I'm saying? So I was really flying high back then. And I told her, sweetheart, you don't need to listen to those single women. Because I probably would have been a billionaire by now if we stuck and kept on the way we were going. Her friends jumped in there. And so a lot of the stuff that happens from what I understand about divorces is from the outside influence of other people. Now, my grandfather counseled us before we got married. He said, don't let anybody come in between your marriage. And that's what they did. They came, people got in between us. And that's where the problems came. You understand what I'm saying? So if we just did like my grandfather said and didn't let anybody come in between us, especially the single and jealous women, we would have still been married.
Wow.
Is that your question, brother?
Most definitely. Water got a question, Gary.
I got a question for you, Gary. So in the is Gary still there?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
Calling in. So Gary, listen, in our Black Wall Street days, right? We've had a lot of like our marriage was good. We was 80% married, homes. We were sticking together. We didn't have that courthouse thing as of yet. I don't know if it was prevalent as it was now, but we had our own. We were segregated, so we had to fend for ourselves. Why was it then we didn't have this dysfunction, but now we have all the dysfunction, but we don't blame it on the system? We don't look at the stats and say, look, man, in those Black Wall Street days, we were together. We didn't have the man in our relationship, but once they was able to integrate us, now it's a lot of problems when feminists came out and a lot of other things. Do you think by us being left alone, we have a better chance of uniting and coming together? Do you feel like that's a better way and a strategy where we would be together more often and stay together?
Yeah, so let me add on that, because I think that the problems came from our relationship, FBA relationship, was the white women jumped in there back in like the 1960s, and they brought the feminism in because they wanted more independence, and they really weren't getting anywhere on their own, even though we had helped them get the vote. I think it was Frederick Douglass, W. Du Bois. We helped in the suffragettes movement back in the 1920s. But came to the 20s, came to the 1970s, the white women wanted more independence from the white man, so they started the feminist movement. And they weren't really getting anywhere. So what they did was they recruited the sisters, the FBA sisters. Said, no, when the sisters get involved, things happen. The sisters and brothers get involved, right? Yeah. So they tried to convince the FBA sisters that we were doing them the same way that the white man was doing them. Mm-hmm. That make any sense?
Yeah.
We always as FBA, we always respected our mothers and our grandmothers. And that's why we get a lot of our wisdom. White guys were always a little bit more macho as when it came to their women than we were. But the white women convinced the sisters that we were just as bad as the white guys, and we weren't. Does that make any sense?
It does.
So that's when the feminist movement came in, and they started attacking us. Even to this day, some sisters said what they said, nigga ain't what?
S-H-I-T.
That's where that came from. That was like the 1960s and 70s. They never had that problem with us. We always respected our women as queens. But they was able to put that in their minds that we were just as bad as the white guys, and we never really were.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.